Hare Krishna, my name is Giridhari and welcome back to my channel. And today we'll be talking about purpose, because yoga talks a lot about finding purpose. And there's a special name for purpose in the Sanskrit Vedic tradition, which is dharma. So I'm going to be talking about how to find purpose every day as you go through your everyday life. Okay, and if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. We're just trying to get the channel off the ground, so I really need your help. If you think this is any good, please share with your friends, share on your social media, and help me get the channel going. So, finding purpose every day. Why find purpose? I mean, you hear a lot about finding purpose. Why do people go on about it? Well, there's a very big, important reason for that. Because actually, when you live for purpose, when you act out of purpose, you have a much better experience of life. When you run after a result, let's say you're working for money, let's say you're trying to get fame, that kind of thing of just running after a result always makes you feel frustrated, anxious, empty inside. And when you finally get that thing you were trying to get, you're trying to get your first $1 million, you're trying to get your first 100,000, you always get frustrated anyway. It means nothing. It just happens and it goes by, and you're left with like a big question mark of what am I doing with my life? So chasing after things, chasing after goals doesn't work. It just doesn't work as a life choice. But when you work for purpose, when you work for an objective to fulfill who you really are, then you immediately get satisfied. When you do something that reflects who you truly are, which is an expression of yourself, and you're doing that not for the result, but just for the pleasure, for the existence of it, just because you just are that, and you're able to be who you are, then you feel great pleasure. Now the word for that, this beautiful word in the Bhagavad Gita and in general, you'll see this, in the Vedic tradition, is dharma. Mahabharata, you say dharma. So dharma means your essence and your duty of who you are. What should you do? That's why I use these two words, essence and duty. Of that which you are, what should you then do to honor your essence? How can you fulfill who you really are? Do you understand? That's what dharma means. It's not doing somebody else's duty. It's not doing something to satisfy somebody else, but it's acting in such a way that you get to be you, that you fulfill who you are. That's the beauty of living a dharmic life, which is a central focus of practicing yoga, of Krishna's teachings in the Bhagavad Gita. Basically, what Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita is do your dharma, and then be in bhakti, devoted to me, and then, have a proper, nice lifestyle in sattva. 3 things, have good lifestyle, live your purpose, be devoted to me. Basically, that's it. So, very important part of Krishna's teachings. So now, what happens is, though, when you hear about dharma, when you hear about purpose, people get it wrong. People always get it wrong. I see it everywhere. I see in these huge, big, famous, like self-help guru types, like on articles on the web. I mean, it's just, people always get it wrong. Why? Because when you say purpose, maybe this happened to you. When I say, oh, you have to find your purpose, maybe you're thinking career. That's what everybody does. Oh, I have to find my career. So Giridhari, he's a teacher. So he's found his career. He's found his purpose. And then you see that actor. Oh, yes, that famous actor. Yes. Yeah, she found her purpose, be an actress, be an actor. So then we think in terms of career. Oh, that scientist, yeah, he found his career, he found his purpose. He's a physicist. But no, career is just one. In the system that I teach in the 3T path, I present 7 categories of dharma. I call them the 7 dharmas, which are connected to your 7 chakras. And I say, look, actually, you have to divide the search for meaning, for purpose, into 7 categories. And when you understand that, then you can start finding purpose today in everything you're doing today, even if you haven't yet found your calling, which is just one of these dharmas. You can call it, I call it vocational dharma. Like, what is your vocation? What is, you can call it calling. Oh yeah, I want to be a businessman. I want to be a politician. I want to be a gardener. I want to be a carpenter. Like, what is your calling? So that's just one. But in the system of the 7 dharmas, I show you how you can actually you have to find purpose in the little things, understanding the different purposes. For example, the second category of dharmas I call the natural dharma, which is just taking care of your body. Just sleeping well. It's basically we divide natural dharma into what you eat, how you sleep, and exercise. And also like how you deal with your sexuality, so you make sure you're not frustrated or weird about your sexuality. So just taking care of these things, that's a very important dharma. That's a very important purpose, which you can find, well, you have to find every day, because every day you have to eat and sleep and take care of your body, and so you have to do that every day. So here's a way to easily find purpose every day, just by taking care of yourself, of your physical, mental, emotional self. And then I talk about occupational dharma. I separate career, your work, from your vocation, because sometimes you have a job, which you just have a job because, and thank God you have a job, right? Just to pay your bills. But it's not really your vocation. But you can still find satisfaction and purpose even in the most menial job. You might be working, like in some vegan equivalent of McDonald's, and still it's a fast food, but there's still meaning. You can be a barista and there's meaning. You're serving people. So you can find meaning in the service and helping people. And whatever you're doing, whatever job, no job is low or high. It's just if you can find meaning in what you're doing, then it's important. So career dharma. So I call that occupational dharma. Whatever your occupation is, you can try to find meaning in that occupation by doing it for a purpose, for meaning, not for the result. Always that's the difference. And then you have your personal dharma, which are all your relationships. So how you deal with your relationships, be it your neighbor, your mother, wife, children, how you deal with your relationships, that's also purpose. Because if I say, who are you? And you say, oh, I'm, in my case, I'm a father. So in order to be a father, that's how Dharma works. I have to live that duty. Do you see? I have to honor that position as father by acting as a good father. If I don't do that, then I'm going to suffer, because I will be something, but I won't be living it. Do you see? That's the whole point of Dharma. That you are, so then you must act. So if I'm a father and I don't act like a good father, then I'm going to be empty, I'm going to be hurt, I'm going to be broken. And if you're, your husband or wife, if you're not living that role properly, then you're going to be broken. You're going to suffer. But if you do it nicely, then you fulfill who you are, and then you find purpose, you find meaning in doing those things. So you can find meaning. Sometimes it's hard for mothers, and you hear about that a lot, like mothers will stay at home and they're taking care of the kids in the house, and it gets heavy, especially with this pandemic, we have to do that full time. And I went through that. I'm taking care of my kids and taking care of them all day long and helping them with the school, and it seems like, oh my God, But if you find purpose in that, if you understand that that's just you're manifesting who you are, then it becomes very gratifying, and you can do it with love. That's what it means to do it with love. So that's personal dharma. And then you have community dharma, where you find that purpose in helping your community, your neighbor, being a good neighbor, being a good member of your community in general. And then universal dharma, taking care of the planet, looking at the big picture, like what's my role as a human being, as an earthling. and living that and finding purpose and being like it. When you're trying to be ecological, you're doing it not for the result, but because that's who you are. You're part of this planet, so you want to take care of the planet. And then lastly, but certainly not least, your spiritual dharma, which is trying to find that true connection with God, with Krishna, trying to find your inner self, contact with your own self, contact, yoga. That's what yoga means, contact. So yoga with yourself, yoga with the divine, with Krishna, finding that connection, which you can do every day, which you should do, every day, all day long. And actually, what yoga, what Bhagavad Gita teaches is that, no, you do your dharma and then do that as an offering to Krishna. So that way you manage to connect all of your day's activities as a spiritual practice. That is true yoga. It's called karma yoga. So the idea, what I'm trying to just say here in this video is that you can find and you should find purpose in everything you do. Every act should be an act based on your dharma, based on purpose. And if you go through your life choosing what most expresses you, not just career, but you as a whole being, which includes just taking care of your body, your family, your friends, your community, the planet, your spiritual life, your career, your vocation. When you put in the whole package of the 7 dharmas and the 7 chakras, then you can really find satisfaction. I'm leaving here a little present. Here there's going to be a little link below this video since you stay with me till the end of the video. There's a little link for my free ebook, 7 Chakras, 7 Dharmas, where I explain a little more of this concept so you can see it and understand a little more. Of course, in my book, The 3T Path, I explain the topic as well. So, thank you very much. Let me know what you think about this. And if you have any questions, please leave below your comments. Remember, again, I really need your comments. I need your support, your help to get this channel going. So please help me any way you can. Hare Krishna.